Welcome to TEW 2016, the branding solution, and we are here on Monday Night Raw, the night after Money in the Bank, where we had no titles change, a new Money in the Bank holder in Finn Balor, a few new storylines to start, and we are booking up for 6 weeks for the next pay-per-view, and more long-term for the 8 weeks before SummerSlam. So we are kind of setting the biggest matches for SummerSlam over the smaller matches for the next pay-per-view, which is going to be, as I keep forgetting, Capital Punishment. Yeah, so that's the build-up, and we're going to start with the pre-show. We actually have quite a long show again. I do feel like this is the most talented of my rosters. We have our tag team Money in the Bank holders, American Alpha, defeat Shining Stars in a pre-show match. You can see that Gable and Jordan are coming along really well. A 65 rated match for this is great to start the show. Now we have Angelo Dawkins picking up a win here. I have plans for the next few months for him. We'll get into them during the main show. And we just threw together some tag teams here. We have the Enemy State picking up the win, the actual tag team, and we just saw who could do what with who. Carlito and Dalton Castle didn't work very well at all. R-Truth has declining physical ability. Oh well, it was an experiment, but Enemy State got the win they needed. I gave Pentagon Jr. another victory. I need to find a place on the card for him. He's so good with everybody. I just need to find the right place for him. We then have hashtag DIY, defeat Tyler Bate and Daivari. Pete Dunne's nearly fit again, so this is why Tyler Bate had that part. We then had Daniel Bryan defeat Bubba Ray. Yeah, I just wanted to give Daniel Bryan a match. Simple as that. Don't need to get complicated with that one. And then Kyle O'Reilly defeated Warren Barksdale, one of the NXT rookies. Thought we'd see what he could do. Not too well. And then we had Biff Busick and Rhino defeat Bollywood Boys. I couldn't really give them the victory in this match. They need a lot of work to get to. I think I need to get them to the mid-40s before I even consider giving them a TV opponent victory. We start the show with Triple H. He says he's tired of every week, every pay-per-view, that he needs to try and defeat Roman Reigns. He's come up with an idea, and he says, at SummerSlam, I'm going to unify Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens titles. We are not having title matches at the next pay-per-view. Roman, you have to find tag team partners, and you will be facing my four: Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Dean Ambrose, and Big E. And mind you, you can have Seth Rollins because he has to sign a contract, because at SummerSlam he will be facing the Beast, Brock Lesnar, as part of the deal, to which we had, where Brock got a title match. He now has to do me a solid, and that is eliminate you, Rollins. So we got a 100% rating to start the show. We've announced the big SummerSlam main event. This will be my pick for the main event. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens unification match. It worked having two titles. I just had to find the right time, the right build, and according to the game, these two are both 95 rated popularity, the top two in the world. So you put them in the main event at SummerSlam, you are going to have yourself a pay-per-view match and a half. We now have the Intercontinental qualification matches. We're in the semis now. Xavier Woods defeated Apollo Crews to advance. This won't get as high a rating because they're both faces. But yeah, Xavier Woods is into the final. And backstage we see the rest of New Day celebrating. Remember, Rocky Romero has replaced Big E. And Kofi and Rocky sort of say, well, you can do it one more match, and you got a title match. Maybe me and Rocky should go and find ourselves a title match. Teasing at something in the future for those two. We now give the Certified Gs another victory. They've just come out of a little run against Kevin Owens for the world title. Yeah, it was pretty much just to put Kaz over a little bit more. They get a nice tidy win here. But after the match, the Usos come out and attack them to complete this turn. We have now made the Usos heel, which is what I've been trying to do for the last few weeks, dropping them down a little bit, and I needed a big team for them to take it on. Where they've just faced Owens, they are really over, so they can afford a defeat if I do a storyline with those against the Usos without it costing them too much. That's my theory. We then move on to Jinder Mahal losing to Rocky Romero in a non-title match. Could this be the title match that Rocky has hinted at? We will see. No. Jinder Mahal is furious. Angelo Dawkins comes out and challenges Jinder. Says, well, you can't beat him. How about you beat me? And at Capital Punishment, I want a chance to beat you for your television championship. So again, I'm trying my hardest to keep some of the lower card guys in the matches. So I've gone with Angelo Dawkins randomly as the next opponent for the TV title for now. I am tempted to make the match multi-person. The Miz and John Morrison are in the ring. And they say, well, we may not have had the best night at Money in the Bank. Miz did not win Money in the Bank. Morrison did not beat Dolph Ziggler. But Dolph Ziggler's finished. We don't need to worry about him anymore. We just have to sit back and see who can win out of Harper and Strong, so I can finally scout one of my two opponents for the Intercontinental title at Capital Punishment. So that is going to be much later in the night. I just slapped Dolph Ziggler in there just to keep him fresh. And then the Miz sort of has an open challenge, and Jay Lethal answers. And we have an Intercontinental match because we didn't have one at Money in the Bank. A 77 rating is quality. The Miz wins thanks to Baron Corbin distracting Jay Lethal, and then afterwards, Jay, you took my Intercontinental title match. I want a shot at this belt. You know what, Jay? And he's beating him down. He says, get back to the Indies, you punk. So we're going to have Baron Corbin and Jay Lethal going at it for the next couple of weeks. I think this will work. As I keep saying for the last, I want to say about 6 months, I want to do something good with Jay Lethal. But at the moment, both of these two are getting slightly neglected. I feel I could put Lethal on Shockwave and get a lot more out of him, but Shockwave is already pretty stacked as it is. We go backstage and we see Triple H's office, and we see Dolph Ziggler walk in and then come out smiling. We don't really know why. So what is this deal with those two? We then have Jack Swagger defeat Del Rio. I'm keeping them pretty strong, and a 78 rating is really good for these two. And afterwards, Titus O'Neil comes out and he goes, Jack, you know what, son? You are gold. You are the future of this company. You should be back at the top like you once were. But you're not. And I want my turn at the top. So you know what, Jack? I'm going to make your life hell for the next few weeks until I get what's mine. So we're going to have Titus and Jack Swagger having a rivalry. Yeah, it's not the hottest rivalry, but you need a couple of smaller ones on all your shows. So this is one of my smaller ones. We then have the Jackson brothers, the Young Bucks in the ring. Now, we have no competition in this business. On this brand, they always come close to beating us in the ring. And then the New Day music hits, and Kofi comes out with Rocky and goes, "You know what, Bucks? We were the champs when this started. You weren't even on this show. What makes you think you're good enough to beat the original champs? I'm a former world heavyweight champion, and I'm going to team with my boy Rocky, take you two on, because I believe that Xavier will get his Intercontinental title match. So you know what? Bring it on. Us two versus you two. Capital punishment." And they go, "Yeah, you have to prove yourself first, kid. Kofi, you can face Nikki tonight. So if you beat Nick, we'll give you that tag title match." So our next match is an 83. Wow. Kofi Kingston defeats Nick Jackson. Both brilliant in the ring. And yeah, so we are going to have that official tag team title match. It's going to be New Day versus the Young Bucks. Triple H is now in the ring. He goes, "Daniel, you've had all your title matches. You won a tag team match. I get this. But I want to see if you really are the best in the world. Because you keep messing up my life. You're going to have to deal with the Olympic gold medalist now. And you will be facing him at Capital Punishment. And the loser will leave this brand." So we're toying with getting rid of one of these two. I think this is a good stipulation. I could freshen up Shockwave with either of them, but I could also retire Kurt Angle. I've got all sorts of different directions I could take this. Dean Ambrose loses to Dolph Ziggler. Now, this is for a reason, and it's a great match too. No, we are handling turns. Dolph Ziggler has changed his gimmick to... Yes? Oh. And he should have turned heel. He can do that here. He shakes Triple H's hand. And he agrees that he's proven himself by beating Dean Ambrose, and now he gets a chance to defeat Finn Balor at Capital Punishment for the Money in the Bank briefcase. And it's a great rating. This is Triple H making a deal. And the simple reason is Dolph took out all of my authority. He beat me. But afterwards, he didn't get a shot at anything. Now I know how good he is. You know how good he is. And he's going to side with us now to get back to the top. Remember, boys, there's always a plan B. And so that set up the match. We then have the final match. Luke Harper defeats Roderick Strong. Clean. I picked this for the reason I wanted heel versus face for the main thing. I think that is probably the best decision. I'm happy with that decision. Roderick Strong, all the potential in the world. He's getting great ratings. And Luke Harper celebrates afterwards. So we are down to 2. That will be next week. What the hell? We have the main event where Roman Reigns brings out Seth Rollins. A bit of a teaser of the upcoming potential match. So we have these two one-on-one. Those two facing Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. We gave Randy Orton the pinfall from Roman Reigns, who got 100 rating. Seth Rollins got 99 because they have great chemistry. There's not enough showing and there's a lack of psychology. But Owens and Orton both got in the high 90s. 95 for the main event. And then after the match, the lights go out. Finn Balor's in the ring and he knocks out Kevin Owens. But he doesn't cash in the briefcase. He just stands there holding the title, showing Kevin just what he could do if he wanted. So Finn Balor is full-blown teasing, cashing in the Money in the Bank on Kevin Owens. But for now, we end the show with I think the last part of the show could have done us some great favours, and I'm not sure what that is, why that happened. Sorry about that, but we got a 93 rating, and that's fantastic. So yeah, we have a 95 rating. We're going to head back to the main screen and see what other storylines have started.